recording, go to Arma. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly put everything
Channel
in.
switched.
I'm gonna have everything, like every type of thing, so I can go and explain it. If you want, I can just share the kit in a second. So we're
Well, I
gonna go.
got every type of thing in my inventory right now.
It's mainly for the video. And yeah, there is an attachable heli stretcher, by the way. Okay.
User joined your channel.
We're not gonna be using the blood types, cause fuck that. Chest seals.
Okay, I got one AccuVac, one A2 kit, 5 yodel tubes, one pulse oximeter, one King LT, three different blood transfusion kits, 4 chest seals, 3 LE stretchers, one AED, one stethoscope, and I think that's it.
That should be fine. Because I'm going to explain what everything does regardless.
I will spawn us some patients.
Okay. So the first thing is I'm going to go over everything that is in my inventory and explain it just for the recording. So first is an AAT kit. That's an advanced airway treatment kit. It is up to you in settings whether you make it single use or not. It's not a bad idea to make it single use, but I personally don't because it's a hassle. What an AAT kit allows you to do is do chest decompressions. There's 2 kinds I'll show you later on, but that is for a hemothorax and a tension pneumothorax. I'm being bothered. Next is an AccuVac. It sucks any debris such as vomit, blood, chunks of flesh out of a patient's throat. It's a multi-use, so you don't have to worry about it suddenly disappearing on you. Next is the AED-X series. This is it's a normal AED, however you can use it to monitor vitals such as blood pressure and heart rate, and it will do an audible beep for every heartbeat. Next is the normal AED. It comes without the monitor. One thing to keep in mind with the AED-X, if you monitor someone's vitals, then it will drop onto the floor, and you will have to pick it up after. Next, bandages are basic. A basic bandage is used for it's the all-around. It has medium coefficients for everything. Elastic has the least chance of reopening, excluding quick clot, but doesn't cover as much. Packing has the highest chance to open, but covers a lot bigger wounds. And then quick clot is a piece of shit, but you can use it to close maybe small cuts and abrasions, and that will basically maybe take like a half hour to open if you're full sprinting. Next is a chest seal. This is for a pneumothorax. It starts with a P. A chest seal will go onto a patient's chest to prevent any holes in their lungs. The general infantry will most likely refer to a pneumothorax as a sucking chest wound, which is something you should be familiar with, as saying pneumothorax and remembering how to spell it is very hard. A Gueule tube This is used as airway management if airway is closed. This is the medic variant of the King LT. It doesn't work as well as the King LT. However, medics and most likely, if you choose, normal infantry can use them to save other lives. However, it's not needed, as I will go over the settings in a second. The King LT is the same thing. However, it is the doctor variant and is much more efficient and has a less chance of the patient throwing it up and you having to use another one. The pulse oximeter, it'll basically do what the AEDX does. It will check blood pressure and it will check the pulse, and it will just stay attached to the patient until you take it off and continue giving readouts. It won't be audible last time I checked. Next, plasma. The reason we will be using plasma instead of blood is every single individual has a different type of blood, and that means a medic would either have to carry in a shit ton of type O blood and hope to God no one's type O negative, or they can just use plasma or saline. The ARMA system does not tell the difference between what kind of substances are in your system, so you can be on 100% plasma or saline and you'll work just as fine. I personally prefer to use saline, but it's up to whoever the medic as well. Next is the stethoscope. This is a rather new addition to CAT. You can, for what I tell is, I haven't used this specifically too much, but it lets you listen to the lungs, and which means you can tell if there's a pneumo-hemo or tension pneumothorax. And so that is all the CAT things. Next, I have to go ahead and show you the different injuries that come with CAT. Dornan, do you have AI unconsciousness enabled?
Let me double check it.
If you don't, then I'm just going to use Augur, because they will die before I can get the specific things I need.
I can just turn it back on if it's off.
Okay.
It was off, but I will turn it back on.
Alright.
Dead, or is he?
Dead. Yeah. You'd have to restart the mission file, so I can just go harass Augur. Sorry, Augur. Okay, now let me get you through the chest and throat.
Oh.
Okay. So, going to his medical menu, you can see there's a good amount of trauma on his torso and chest. The very first thing you want to do is, unless they have been unconscious for over 3 minutes or so, depends on the patient of course, you're going to want to stem the bleeding, which will prevent more trauma and blood leaking down through the throat and causing more problems later on. From there, you are going to go ahead and check his airways. His airways are more important than his throat. Why the fuck did he lose so much blood already? Your settings are fucky, but from there we give him. I don't have stitch worms. We go ahead and we're gonna just give him some plasma. This extends his lifetime, even if he starts bleeding. So we will be giving him about 2,000 milliliters of saline, or plasma in this case. Once that starts going into the body, it will take a little bit for the wounds to reopen due to the fact that he is not moving. So you go ahead and you check the airways. From there, it will pop up in 2 locations. I'll go ahead and, it's not what I meant to do. I'll go ahead and do it one more time. It will pop up in the very top right, and it'll pop up down in the bottom. An obstruction, you can clear using the AccuVac or head turning. An no, an obstruction you can clear with hyperextending the head, a Guidal tube, and a King LT. A occluded you need to clear with head turning and an AccuVac, either or. A King LT Guidal tube I've already gone over. Head turning will just simply turn the head and expel any liquids or chunks or anything that is inside the throat. It might take a couple tries, but eventually it will become clear. Hyperextending their head, you as the player will hold their head to keep their throat open. When that happens, you have to stay within a couple meters of the person. Their medical menu does not have to be open. However, it does. You do need to be near them, and that will give it more time for a medic to come over and do airway management. From there, once that has all happened, you're gonna go ahead and check his lung sounds. As you can tell, there's no pneumothorax, hemothorax, or tension pneumothorax, so we won't need to put a chest seal, drain any fluid, or do any needle decompressions. From there, you go ahead and check the pulse. You can tell he's already been, already had a defibrillator from Dornan.
I didn't defib him.
Oh, I assumed you did. Well, then he just didn't lose his heart rate this whole time.
I hooked him up to a monitor. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do the same.
Dornan, you might want to go ahead and listen to his lungs just so you can hear what clear lungs sound like right now.
Oh, I already did that.
Okay.
That's the first thing I did. Clear the first time.
So, from there, eventually, he will go ahead and wake up. A couple things can keep him down, such as pain, lack of blood, airway troubles, no pulse. It depends on medical settings mainly. As well as sometimes, this is used to happen, I'm not quite sure if it is anymore. However, there used to be a problem where every so often it would not show a Nemo, hemo, or tension pneumothorax. So, for example, it would show up on the side here, however, it wouldn't be needed. So I can go ahead and drain fluid from him. It's not going to harm him, and sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. But as you can see, I can also put a chest seal on him. It won't do any harm to him. It's will keep your, and if the possibility that they do actually have one of those, which is very unlikely. Yeah, no, he's unconscious because I'm giving him morphine because he's in a fuck ton of pain right now, as well as he's a very high heart rate.
Doesn't say he's in pain.
When his heart rate is that high, there's a good chance he's in pain, as well as just if their heart rate is above I think like 105, it's a bit harder for them to wake up. So his heart rate is gonna slowly start draining. See as it went from 114 to 101.
Come to one.
Yep.
99 over 66. That's 64 heart rate.
Yep, just give it a sec. If it continues going down, I'm gonna go ahead and counter it with epinephrine, but he should be able to slowly raise back up from this.
Yeah, I'm confused about something. Not like the Capcom mod, but Ace, you know, the epinephrine's supposed to wake them the fuck up. My Psycho is like completely based off of its settings, but it doesn't wake them up, but the normal FP does, and I'm like, eh.
I don't know.
Heart rate 83.
Yeah, went ahead and gave him some epinephrine. So that should cancel it out and you should go to a semi-regular heartbeat.
Icy's still down.
There's probably just a fucky setting or like there's a very specific part of him that's injured. When this happens after a while, it's also possibly just a medical setting. Because we'd have
Look
to
at our
go.
medical settings and just tell me if I should change anything.
I can give you a preset.
Or you can look at our medical settings and tell me what I should fucking change.
So the first thing is, where is it? Compared to, so that's all fine, that's all fine. Probability for obstructed airway and airway occluding, could be dimmed down a lot, because 15 to 10% doesn't seem like a lot, but almost every time you're gonna have a injury.
So what should I change it to?
I think I have mine at like 10 and like 7. And then it's also just something you can mess around with all the time.
Done. I'm at our normalized medical settings, by the way.
Okay. Hey, Augur, do you want to wake up for me, please? Be pretty
Should I
cool.
enable the hardcore tension pneumothorax and hardcore pneumothorax or not?
Nah, you don't. It's up to you, really. I don't have ours on. But basically, it just means they have to listen and with the stethoscope.
Check our normalized medical. Augur,
Your epinephrine wake up boost is at literally the lowest possible.
What do you usually have it at?
I think I have it like, I don't know the actual number, but it's like at least a third up. As well as our unconscious wake up chance is like 15%, I think.
Okay, done. Augur, you piece of fucking shit, you fucking wake up right goddamn now, you motherfucker.
You can also... Where is it? Yes, yes. Yep.
Can I just jab him with an epi?
Possibly in a second.
You have a good pulse, Sherman.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to shove an epinephrine into him.
I already did.
Oh.
I'm giving him drugs.
Very full auto phase.
It's fucking tempting. Let me drag my balls on his face real quick. Well, he can't stop me. Do you wanna wake up? Look at his eyes. Like traumatized. No, I think it's just something we'll have to go over settings first, and then try to do it. Is the head not considered a vital organ?
How does he still have a fucking pulse? Oh, it's gone.
No, he's still alive.
Yeah, but he's flatlining.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time, don't worry about it.
Oh, there he goes.
Do you just say you're a female and they start watching you?
What?
But what?
What? I have questions.